Welcome back to Touhoumon Lunatic Platinum. The last part I dealt with Team Galactic as a windmill planet or something. Now I'm gonna move on to the next route. My fish is the lowest level, so I can switch into her. How long will this next route be? I don't know. I believe after this route is Eterna Forest, because I think that's before Eterna City. Not 100% sure though. I'm extremely unfamiliar with this region. Look, see here. Alright. Some trainers. What are you doing behind that tree over there, dude? About to check before this guy interrupted me. Hey, how about you and me battle before I go into Eterna Forest? Sure thing. Yeah. Even though I'm not that familiar with this game, I'm certainly familiar with the way a couple of these trainer classes look, because that's like basically the same trainer class as in Gold and Silver, or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's weird with the remakes. Sometimes they just reuse the trainer classes from the original game of the generation they're in, and then sometimes they change the redesign. Don't know why. Like the youngster's different, but the picnicker isn't. Alright, well, unlike the last part where I had to do a bunch of plot with Team Galactic, I don't think there's gonna be much going on here. I'm just gonna be going through this route and then Eterna Forest, dealing with trainers. So I guess I should try to find some things to talk about. You know, I know it's a Kurami, but it looks like a Suako, doesn't it? Just put the hat on her, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Man, Joel, you're just really not doing it this battle, are ya? Don't know what you are, but hopefully I can throw ground rocks at you and have it be fine. So this is being recorded the day after like the last 3 parts. I'm gonna try to get a couple parts done today. I'm gonna be on vacation with family from like Friday to like Monday or Tuesday. Starting next Friday, Saturday right now. So I'm not gonna be able to upload or record anything during those days. So there's just gonna be a sudden couple days where I'm not uploading anything, and that'll be why. That really dampened my spirits, did it? Wonder when my puppets will start evolving. Probably not until at least the 20s, if I had to guess. Kiryu still has Rock Smash, but I can have her unlearn it whenever I need to, because that's a convenience added to this mod. You slather sweet honey on a sweet-smelling tree. Puppets may be attracted by that sweet scent. Wow. Okay, that's a hiker. Definitely don't want to put Kiryu in front for that. Can I make it past this grass? I can. Wow. X special defense. Do you have limited inventory in this game? You do in Gen 3. I don't think you did in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I don't remember. There's no mountain here, but I'm dressed to hike. Ga 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 ha ha. Here goes. A Mamizo. Is that a ground type? If so, why? Expect this to be a beast type, no? Yeah, so I guess thing here using double team. Great. Thing to talk about. So the first I've uploaded the first 3 parts of this series so far. The first part it's been weird because the first part did pretty good. I got like over 20 views, I think, which is not bad for me nowadays. And then like every part after that, keep in mind that it's only 2 so far, seems to be like completely dead in the water. Like 1 or none. Hopefully the whole series doesn't continue like that, but if it does, I'll play through the whole game anyway, because I want to play this game. Like, I was already considering making this my last series anyway. Just because, you know, I was running out of games to play and stuff, but if the entire series ends up being like that, then it's basically gonna guarantee that it will be. Roar, huh? Okay, at least you didn't send out Yuma. Like, I say that I don't care about how many views these videos get. I only care about how many views my cover videos get, because I actually put a lot of effort into those. And that's for the most part true. But, like, there's a difference between, like, this video got, like, 5 views instead of 10 views, and this video got 1 view and nobody watched it. It happened, like, with quite a couple parts of Fantasy Maiden Wars. And it kind of made the series a bit, I don't know, to record, where it'll be like, I don't know if this part's gonna be one of the parts that nobody watches, or maybe it'll be one that somebody watches. And now I apparently have to worry about that with this series too. But there's just gonna be some parts that nobody watches, and I don't know why. There's a mindset difference that caused a mindset difference. Where, like, before Fantasy Maiden Wars, I was pretty confident that at least one person would watch this. But if it's like, if I'm doing this for myself and nobody else, I don't know. Maybe I should spend that time doing something else, you know? And again, I will finish this whole series because I want to play this game. And I want to record it. But when it's over, I don't know. It's gonna be every series I record from now on where, yep, just some parts nobody will watch. I don't know which ones those will be. Still gonna play Deltarune though, whenever that happens. This route is longer than I anticipated. Yeah, it's going on for quite a while, wow. Okay, I guess I'm probably not even gonna make it to Eterna Forest this part. Trainer tips. The items placed in your bag are automatically sorted to the appropriate pockets. It's very convenient as a trainer's best friend. It's a long way between Floroma and Eterna City, so let's battle. Other things to talk about. I remember in the last part, or maybe not the last, but one of the parts I recorded yesterday, I talked about playing the Hina game and how I played it last week. Because Asper played it, and I was going to play it again because I remember hearing that he was going to play it again on Friday for the whatever they're called, E3, but not E3, the new E3. Yeah, that was recorded yesterday, on Friday. I forgot that it was Friday when I said that, so that's what happened yesterday. Played some more Hina. I recorded like 20 minutes. Wawa, I'm out of puppets that can go. God, it's not just Team Galactic, it's every trainer. Like, automatically makes their dialogue. I don't remember this happening in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Why? Is it just the Sinnoh games where they have their text go by automatically? I was about to say, then you can't hear the victory music for as long as you want to, but I guess the last text box with the money, you can choose when it that text screen. Are you a trainer? Yes, you are. I love puppets that smell sweet, like this one. Get a whiff of this one. I assume you're gonna throw out a Minorico, but if you threw out, like, some smelly character, that'd be funny. Who's smelly? Suika. Probably every Oni. Some, like, alcohol. And regret. Yeah, I recorded, like, 20 minutes of the Hina video, and then I had to stop to do some stuff. And I came back and recorded like another hour and a half or so the video is close to 2 hours long. The first part that was around 20 minutes was less than a gigabyte, and the second part that was like an hour and a half or so. You understand what I meant? Didn't my puppet smell nice? It was only like a couple gigabytes, it wasn't that big. But when I went and stitched them together in my editing software, by the time it was done, the video was 7 gigabytes big. On Narmi. I'd like to use a Narumi, but I don't have really have room anymore. I know which 2 puppets I'm going to pick next, and I'm not really compromising on that. One of them I'm using because they have wings. I swear to God, if this puppet I'm gonna pick next can't learn fly, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Some of the puppets that can't learn fly in some of these games is ridiculous. So I remember when I played puppet play, my Chirno with wings couldn't learn fly. Ridiculous. What kinds of puppets live around here, I wonder? And then the 6th puppet. It should be obvious which puppet that'll be. At this point. The fact that they're not on my team yet, just because I haven't been able to catch them yet. Oh nice, you missed. Didn't even realize Stun Spore could miss. Thought it was a 100% accurate move. But yeah, that Hina video is like 7 gigabytes big, so I'm gonna upload it later today, just to get it off my hard drive. So there's not gonna be an episode of this series today, because that's gonna be uploaded instead. Sienna. Siren. What do you mean? Oh, are you a pure beast type even though you're fire? Why do we do these things? Yeah, some of the evolution types in this game are kind of weird. It's like they're only one type when you'd expect them to be multiple types. And they're the multiple types you expect them to be, they aren't until they're evolved. Like Takane here, who's covered in green, but she's not a nature type yet. I'm shocked, how did I lose? And I get why it's like that, because Pokemon's like that. There's a lot of Pokemon that are not their dual type until they evolve, but the main reason why Pokemon gets away with that, and it makes sense, is because the difference in design between the first evolution and the second evolution of a Pokemon is pretty different, to where you can tell why the type changed. Like, you can tell why a Charmeleon is not a flying type, but a Charizard is, because they have wings. Whereas some of these puppets is just like, alright, Auron is now bigger, so she can now use the fire that's already present in her sprite. At least Yashie is a fire dark type already. I don't need to like wait until she evolves to become fire type. I don't even know how good dark type is in this. I remember dark and ghost being really fucking weird in this game's type chart, which I think is the same as Puppet Plays. Where like dark didn't beat ghost or something, and I used Mima, who was like a dark ghost type, and I would keep using her moves expecting them to do super effective damage, and then they did nothing, and it really annoyed me. Like, Mima is my legendary. I'm letting myself use a legendary because I can name it after a Lennon character, and then I use a legendary, and then she's not good, and it makes me wonder why I didn't just keep the Marissa. I kept that Marissa. I spent time grinding that Marissa from like level 5 because of the fossil Pokemon, and I just benched it. Why'd I do that? I've lost my way here of all places. That Mima couldn't learn fly either, could she? Even though she had wings. Oh no, you can only a flying type could learn fly. Where did you learn to fly? I mentioned that in one of the Gensokyo Odyssey videos. Yeah. I watched every episode of The Angry Video Game Nerd because I felt like it. And I've experienced peak content. I'm not watching the fucking movie. I feel like the fact that I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd when I was way too young to have done so might have been a strong contributor to why I have such a potty mouth. Who knows? No, I remember watching a video or something that said that the Angry Video Game Nerd like fell off at some point, but I don't know, they seem to be pretty consistent all these 20 plus years later. Couldn't really think of a point where it's like, yep, this is the point where the videos are bad. No. I used to watch the Nostalgia Critic too. I'm not gonna watch the Nostalgia Critic, no. I feel like the Angry Video Game Nerds held up. I don't think the Nostalgia Critic has held up. I'm not gonna check either. Because that kind of content works for the Angry Video Game Nerd for like a video game, because the whole like you do a couple seconds of the game and then immediately complain about something. It works for a video game, complaining about like gameplay mechanics and other stuff. And then some of the complaints, because you know he's played up quite a few like good games. Complaints aren't meant to be taken like that seriously. You're not a special attacker. What do I do with this? Guess I'll get rid of Sand Attack. Hopefully I won't need it for cheese strats. Can you learn Razor Leaf instead? Having lost his way, the trainer's lost the battle too. But yeah, I think the Angry Video Games held up. The Angry Video Games Nerds held up pretty well. I don't think these videos are like out of like significantly worse than the kinds of videos nowadays that were inspired by it. Yashie, for fuck's sake. Aren't you my fastest puppet? Yeah, you are. So I just can't run away from this thing. Fantastic. Of course. Why would you two-shot it? Yeah, I think... Yeah, again, I think the Angry Video Game Nerd videos held up pretty fine compared to the kind of videos nowadays that are inspired by those videos. But Nostalgia Critic is like, he's very much that old kind of watch a movie for a couple seconds and then make a small complaint that may or may not be addressed later in the movie anyway. I don't know, maybe it's not so much that as like CinemaSins or whatever, but it's just like kind of content is just kind of annoying to nitpick a movie without really saying that much of substance. I don't know, maybe I'm more negative towards that type of stuff right at the moment because I've watched a couple videos recently talking about Red Letter Media and how they're frankly kind of terrible reviews of the prequels. Which is just like, it was just that. Let's have a couple seconds of the movie go by and we'll make some surface level complaints for like hours. And how that blew up into like a genre. I think the idea that Red Letter Media was a massive contributor to the prequel hate, which eventually led to the Star Wars sequels being what they are, that's probably a bit of a overstatement. But yeah. So Nostalgia Critic, definitely, probably not gonna watch those videos. I don't know how much Nostalgia Critic I watch. Not nearly as much AVGN as I used to, but that was just the thing. Those are the things you watched back in the day. I say as if I'm that old. You watched AVGN for your video game. You can run away from that one. You watched Nostalgia Critic for your movie. Or at least you did. Like I think it was around. Was it The Force Awakens? Where, because of copyright, Nostalgia Critic just stopped showing any footage of the movie he was reviewing and just replaced them with, like, skits. I think that was the point where it was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Came to watch a movie review, not you doing a bunch of skits, which is... I'm pretty sure that's what Nostalgia Critic wanted to do anyway, besides doing skits. It's unfortunate for him that I don't think a lot of people liked it. But yeah, there's no holding anything back. Nostalgia Critic still makes videos. I don't know what type of videos. I know he still reviews movies when they come out. But I think they're more like... rather than... I think they're more like short form, like... gives his thoughts about a movie after it comes out, rather than a full, like, review thing. I don't know. Haven't looked. I just get recommended them sometimes. Like I got recommended his review of the FNAF movie, and, it was Animal Farm or something. Didn't watch either of those. Know nothing about that movie either. I've read the book Animal Farm. Making it into a kid's movie is a very questionable decision. My fair share of dystopian novels you're required to read in school. Animal Farm, your 1984s, your Brave New Worlds, that was for college. Your Fahrenheit 451s, all those. Fucking finally, Water Pulse. Much better. 40, 60. Man. My fish is getting a 60 power move that will actually be good because it's with her special attack. Meanwhile, Takane getting a 60 power special move when she has no special attack. Yeah, I should have read that. Kind of forgot that, you know, it would just skip through while I was talking. Yeah, I am so energetic today, aren't I? Yeah, 39 to 27. I've never understood Pokemon stats like that. Like, she has like 12 less attack than, or 12 less special attack than attack, but the move itself does 20 more damage. So does that mean the move will do like 8 more damage? Or does the stats have a different priority in calculation compared to the move damage? How does any of that stuff work? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Should I play a little? Well, I guess I'm not making it to Eterna Forest this part, because this route ended up being much longer than I expected. It's only been 23 minutes. You have a starter? How much of the starter's been treated like Faith resists fire. Okay. Right, because it's like dragon or something. The fact that Faith is dragon makes it even more weird that you're like a common starter in these games. What I was about to say, I can't really remember how much these starters are normally treated like starters. Because in the normal Pokemon games, like, it's very rare that you find a starter Pokemon outside of, like, you, your rival, and then occasionally the third starter will be used by someone else. It's very few times when I think about random trainers having starters. I know at some point in Gold and Silver, oh boo, how insulting. There's just a trainer that has, like, the entire Bulbasaur family for some reason. And there's a couple other times where things like that happen, but it's very rare that you'll find a starter in just random trainer's team. Repels are useful, don't you think? We use repel, weak puppets won't come out, but that also means there won't be any puppets to capture. Seem to be tired, rest a while. Yeah, thanks. Great. First route long enough. Really need a healer. You and your puppets look completely refreshed. Alright, that was one thing I was gonna check. Are there any of these apps I missed? There are. What is this? Huh. This is a step counter? It is. Oh. Yeah, when I originally did this, I like went up and down in a way to where I thought I went through every app, but I actually didn't. Oh, that just shows my team. Cool. Oh, they're bouncing around. Why are they doing that? Oh, that's just the map. Yeah, that's a lot more useful than a clock. What the hell is this? Obtain puppets. There's another clock? What's the difference? Why is this is a different map? What? Link searcher? I just flipped a coin? How is this still going? Oh, it's telling me type matchups. A calendar? At least that's accurate. How is that accurate? How does this thing work with save states? I figured it'd break this kind of thing. Because, like, based on save states, this game's only been going on for like a couple hours. Touch. Okay. What? What is this? Okay. First, second, and third of what? There's another clock? What the fuck? Oh, is this changed what color this thing is? Yeah, I'll keep it a green. Is this a matchmaker between my puppets? There's a built-in puppet shipping function on this thing. None of my puppets love each other. There's a Voltorb timer. Okay, that's where we are. We've looped back. Oh my god. Yeah, let's keep it on the map. That's probably the most useful one here. Did not expect that to take so long. Okay, Eterna Forest is right there. I can't go this way. Wait, so there's one more trainer, yes? A miasma-type puppet makes the Eterna Forest their home. But I didn't buy any antidotes. What should I do? Do I press on, or do I go back? Eterna Forest. Up to Pool 5. Alright, you. Hello, my name is Cheryl, and you are? Oh, so your name is Dawn. I'm sincerely glad to meet you. Dawn, may I ask a big favor of you? I want to get through this forest, but I'm afraid of doing it alone. I've heard that there is a sinister group of people called Team Galactic about. I think there'd be safety in numbers. Please, may I go through with you? Can I not tell you no? Apparently I can't. I'll keep your puppets in perfect health. Eternal Forest, where time flows eternally. Right, so I want to catch something here. But Cheryl's kind of a bit of a problem for that. Can I catch 2 puppets? Or can I catch 1 puppet when there's 2 puppets in front of me? Okay. Well, time to see. Because I want to catch a Mistia. Alright. Get out my fish. He's going to sing a pretty song for the bird that sings songs. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Mistia because A, I like Mistia. B, she has wings. I'm pretty sure she's a flying type. She better be able to fly. Okay, can I throw a Pokeball? It's impossible to aim when there are two puppets. Okay. How does that make any sense? I can't throw a puppet orb when there are two in front of me? I can't just aim at one of them? I know it's 60%, but for fuck's sake. Did I miss again? There. You had a... Why? Why do you... Okay, now... Okay, alright. Sure, whatever. You do the job for me. Alright, here we go. First one. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Here we go. I got a bird. What am I gonna call this bird? A night sparrow. Enjoys singing and causing night blindness. Give a nickname to the Mistia. I'm going to nickname this Mistia. What am I going to nickname this Mistia? I'm going to nickname this Mistia Lewis. Because when I played Left 4 Dead 2 with Touhoumon, she was Lewis. She was also notably more incompetent than all the other NPCs, and I don't know why. Alright, you healed my bird now, did you not? She is Lewis. She's a flying type. She's also a physical attacker. There you go. She's lonely, how sad. Raises the likelihood of meeting wild puppets. That's a terrible ability, Mistia. Especially since I'm about to put you up in front. Because you... Well... Fucking terrible ability, what can you do? Alright, well, that's all for this. Next part, I'll go through Eterna Forest with... I already forgot her name. And I'm gonna level up this bird, and this bird's gonna make me run into many puppets, because of her terrible ability. Bye.